YouTube side of it. We'll see, but depends on what the state says. Anyway, if I do come up and ask to do an inspection, I'm going to show you this. Okay, these are what we call credentials. This tells you that I am actually an inspector with the Florida Department of Ag, Bureau of Entomology and Pest Control. Somebody comes up and wants to do a vehicle inspection. If they don't flash a badge or this, don't let them. Okay, I don't necessarily want to put it that way, but the reality is they're probably not legit, which means that you probably don't want them messing around in your chemical. All right, so just don't let them. Now, what we're doing today, vehicle inspection training, don't you edge away. This is Michael J. with Garden Masters. He has volunteered a vehicle for us to do an inspection, okay? Now, just to let you know, Michael and I talked beforehand, so he threw some clingers on here. Not clingers, what, ringers? He threw some ringers on here so that I can find some problems, okay? I'm not going to say that I normally find problems on Michael's vehicles when I inspect them in the field, okay? Because the reality is I usually don't find much in the way of problems. I will say this. Almost every time I do a vehicle inspection, I'm going to find problems, okay? Because the reality is, y'all are out in the field, you're humping, you're trying to make some money, you forget things. I know that. I've been there, done that. I used to be in the industry. I've run these vehicles. I know how it works. You're out there, you're busy. Sometimes you forget to do the little things. But these things are important, otherwise it wouldn't be in the law, so pay attention to what we're doing here. I'm going to come up, we're going to be working off of one form. If I see you spraying, there's going to be stuff we're going to cover that are not going to be on this form because we'll be going by what's on the labels of containers, okay? So if I see you spraying, 98% probability I'm going to stop and do an inspection. Probably the only reason I won't stop is because I'm going at 60 miles an hour the other direction, or I've already got another appointment that I've got to get to, and I'm, just don't have the time to stop and do an inspection. But if I see you spraying, it's a rubber meets the road moment, I'm going to do an inspection, okay? If I don't see you spraying, I may just drive by if I just don't see an obvious problem with the vehicle, or I may stop and do an inspection. I will not pull you over. I don't have lights, I don't have a badge, I don't have a gun, okay? I'm not going to arrest you and throw you in jail. Okay, I've got to take this jacket off. I'm sorry, guys, but it's getting hot. Okay, I'm not going to do any of those things, so you don't have to worry about, are you going to go to jail because you're doing something wrong? Thank you, sir. The answer to that is not at the time of inspection. Everybody got this sheet? Got it in front of you? This is what we're working off of, okay? So, when I come up, I'm going to say, I saw Mike out there spraying. Okay? He doesn't have a backpack, so what he was spraying with was a hose reel. You wash the truck, right? So I don't have to worry about pesticide residues on everything. Cool. So I can do this without gloves on at the moment. So he was in the yard, he was spraying, I pull up, I see him spraying, he doesn't know that I'm there, because I drive an unmarked vehicle. Okay? So I stop, I watch him spray, I watch him walk around the back side of the house, and he's still spraying. Okay, now I'm seeing two things right there. Can somebody tell me what those two things are?
Unattended vehicle.
Unattended vehicle. Now, we don't know if his concentrates are secure or not, but the vehicle itself is unattended. So that tells me that when he comes back, I have to check and see, is his chemical locked up? If it's not, we got a problem. If it is, hallelujah, no problems, okay? What's the second thing?
Michael's got shorts on.
Michael's got shorts on, and that may be okay. That may be okay. Now, y'all seen, some of y'all have come and you've seen me do a presentation, and I put on a slide on the screen, and it shows a guy wearing a long sleeve shirt, long pants, boots, hat, safety glasses, and he's spraying with a backpack sprayer. And I ask you, is he wearing the right PPE? And everybody says, yes. Well, the answer is, I don't know. We haven't read the label yet. Then I put up another slide, and it shows a guy tooling along in shorts and, I don't know, sneakers and cut-off T-shirt. Is he wearing the right PPE yet? Everybody says, well, usually they'll say no because they got burned on the first one. So, they'll say, well, we don't know. And the answer is exactly right. We don't know because we don't know what the PPE requirements are for whatever product that he's spraying at that time. And that's what we're on. So this is going to be a red flag for me. But it's not a violation yet. If he's not spraying, it's not a violation at all. Unless he's mixing. If he's mixing, then we have a different issue there because sometimes the PPE requirements will change for mixing. All right, so he comes up, he's done spraying, he comes back in, and I say, hey, how you doing? Mark Shelby. I show him my credentials. I say, can I see your ID card?
I left it at the office.
Okay, we immediately have a problem. So I've got right here, I've got the company written down. We got Garden Masters. Okay, we got Garden Masters. I don't know the license number off the top of my head. I can find that out later. I've got the date. I asked him, what's y'all's business address? He tells me city, county, and everything. Name of his individual. Okay, we got Michael J. Good enough.
Good enough.
Yeah. Year, make, and model of vehicle. Well, we can figure that out. Color, white. Tag number. I go back and get the tag number. Why do I need the tag number? More vehicles in a company than maybe just one, right? I mean, Venice, Longevity, y'all got several vehicles out there. Garden Master's got a bunch of vehicles. So if I find a problem with the vehicle, such as, oh, what's that?
You know what? I got to fix that. That's it's leaking. I was just going to put a towel around it, but I'll fix it today.
Okay, so we got a leak coming from somewhere. All right. We don't really have a leak. This is for demonstration purposes only. Actually, the water gallon is over there on the other side. He threw it under. I saw him do it. So there's a leak here. Okay, so we got a leak. So that means the vehicle is leaking. Now, I'm not going to find a violation for that. But we can find a violation if this vehicle is leaking and he doesn't clean it up. Then we have a violation. And the violation would then be a violation of the label itself. Okay? Now, I can tell you, if I go through here and I find there's a few things that if I find these problems, I can issue what's called a field advisory notice. And that's pretty much the end of it, okay? I tell you, hey, we got these problems, like your ID card. You don't have your ID card in the field, get it fixed, bud. Okay. I'm going to check up. I'll follow up with you later, make sure you're carrying your ID card with you, okay? No problem. I would give him a field advisory notice if that's all there was, and that would probably be the end of it. Unless this is the 6th time he's had that inspection, all 6 times he doesn't have his ID card. At that point, Tallahassee's going to follow up because they can supersede what I do in the field. So, something like this, we're going to follow the label, and that would be a violation of the label itself. That goes beyond anything that I can control in the field. That is a federal violation. Any violation of a pesticide label is federal violation. It's not state. It's not in state law. It's not in state rules. That's a federal violation. So we have to do a whole process to go through and I get a copy of the label. We see whether or not he's done the process correctly, and then it gets written up as a report to Tallahassee, and that would be an EPA violation or EPA level violation. So we go through here and I write down, you see that blank line under name of individual? In that space I write down where we're at. Okay, so here I would say, okay, Cooperative Extension Office, Clark Road. I don't remember what the exact number here is. It doesn't matter. Twin Lakes Park, Sarasota. That just tells us where we are. So that's information that I throw in my report. And also, if something does come back from Tallahassee, it says, hey, you had an inspection done on this property with your vehicle with tag number such and such, and that clues in. Say he's not the certified operator. He is, but what if he wasn't the certified operator? He was an ID card holder. Okay, here's what happens with ID card holders. There's 3 copies to this. I get the top copy, 2nd copy goes to the ID card holder, 3rd copy goes where?
Tallahassee.
Goes to the licensee, the company. It goes to the company, okay? So, say you're an ID card holder and you say, man, I don't want my boss finding out about this or I'm going to lose my job. Okay, well, the boss is going to find out about it sooner or later because